Hey there, my name is Mandy. I am a model, makeup artist, and Beachbody coach in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I travel a lot, so I am fortunate that I am able to do all of three of my businesses wherever I go. I am coming to you from my kitchen, and this is where I've been spending a ton of time lately because I've been doing the Beachbody Ultimate Reset, which is a 21-day cleanse. This is my third video. I did one of the first 3 days with my boyfriend, and then I did a second one of days 4 and 5 by myself, and now I want to talk to you about what you can expect for days 6 and 7. So I would recommend, if you haven't already seen days 1 through 5, that you go back and look at those videos first so you can kind of see a progression, because I'm going to reference those. So first things first is I will talk about what we ate on day 6. For breakfast, we had baked tempeh, which I had never had before, and an eighth of an avocado, and we were supposed to have a cup of steamed kale, but I forgot about that, which was fine because we ended up being full anyway, but that was the option. It did also say we could have a slice of toast, but as I mentioned in previous videos, we both try to follow the primal meal plan, and there is definitely no bread on that, so we've been making some substitutions. This time, I think we just had a little bit more avocado to take the place of that bread. For lunch, we had the quinoa salad, which was good, and then the microgreen salad, which has become definitely a staple in the reset for lunches. They stopped letting us use the seeds on the top, so that wasn't there, but we did get to use the homemade dressing that we made, and I've tried all three of them now, and they're absolutely delicious. Then this was kind of an interesting day because I do some promotions on the side, and on this particular day I actually had a Tullamore Dew Taste and Toast in Madison. So I had my Shakeology on the road at the event. I actually ran out to my car and drank it and came back in. And then I didn't get to eat dinner until after midnight because it was something that I really was excited to try and I wanted to have it warm. So luckily Tommy was a sweetheart. He made dinner and it was ready for me when I got to the place where we were house sitting. So that dinner was roasted root medley, which was sweet potatoes and beets and other stuff. It was really good. And there was also zucchini cashew soup, which has been my favorite thing of the whole reset, my favorite meal, and definitely making that again after. And then a serving of toasted millet, which is a grain that I had never tried before. I just remember a family friend when I was a kid used to feed it to her birds, but not prepared the way that we had it. And that was good too. I plan on having more of that. So here is what our foods on day 6 looked like. So it looked very delicious, and that is because it was. Then on Friday morning, which was day 7, we got to have oatmeal again, which was something that I didn't really like before the reset, but I retried it for the reset and enjoyed. And we had apples in it and a tablespoon of flaxseed, which I imagine has health benefits. It didn't really affect the flavor of the oatmeal that much. And then we also got to have plain yogurt sweetened with honey, which I've absolutely been adoring as well. Then for lunch, we got to have zucchini cashew soup again, which I was definitely excited for, and microgreen salad, again, pretty much every lunch almost, and then a quarter of an avocado, so that was awesome. Then after lunch, I went and did another promotion. This time was at a liquor store, and this is just basically to tell you that I'm definitely having temptations. I was sampling out Hendrick's gin and a couple of Stoli flavors, and I was in there for 3 hours. So by the end of it, I was definitely kind of missing different cocktails that I could be having. But I made it through, and it was not a problem. Then after that, Tommy and I went to Marquette Madness, which is their first basketball practice of the season. And the popcorn smelled really good, but I knew it wouldn't taste good, and I also didn't want to cheat. And then after that, we went to a place called Mikey's, where Bradford Beach, which is a local beach here, actually very short walk behind me, but they were having an event with a couple of Olympic gold medalists who were in town to play volleyball, and we were there for a little bit, and again, everyone around us was drinking. There were appetizers, and we both were able to stay strong and not have any of those. Then after that, we finally came home and cooked. There was baked tempeh again, steamed vegetables, which we just chose vegetables that we kind of had leftovers of since we knew we'd be going shopping the next day. And then a serving of brown rice, which we of course substituted quinoa for that because of our primal sensibilities, we'll say. And we had that pretty late. I have a confession to make. I did not finish the tempeh. I don't know if it's just the way we're marinating it or if it's the texture or what it is, but I am just not a fan of baked tempeh, so I didn't finish that. I had a little bit more vegetables, which it didn't really say how much vegetables we were supposed to have, so I thought it was okay if I had more because it's vegetables. You can't have too many vegetables, especially if you're not frying them in butter or something. But yeah, so I didn't have the baked tempeh. So yeah, that was up to the end of day 7. So there were definitely tempting times, like when I was at the liquor store, when I was at the tasting in Madison, March Madness, Mikey's, all of that, but I was able to get through them just fine. It helped having Tommy doing the same thing with me. I did some traveling and didn't have to worry about stopping at fast food places, which was actually a relief, although I did kind of miss some things that I'm like, oh, I'm going to be over here, I'd like to eat that. But we'll talk about that more in the next video. In the last video, I was talking about how I was having some emotional issues, and I think that's actually because of the soy that I'm eating on the reset. It's definitely more than normal, and it has hormones in it, and I think that was throwing me off. Apparently, it's very normal around days 4 through 6 to be pretty emotional, and I think that a lot of the girls that are doing this at the same time as me and girls who have done it in the past are saying the same thing. And then I looked in the book and it said, watch out for days 4 through 6. It's very emotional. So it's normal, but I'm over it. I'm in a great mood. Everything's going well. Tomorrow when Tommy gets off work, we'll make a video about days 8 through 10, and we'll talk a little bit more about the cravings and such. And before I forget, here's a picture of our food from day 7. All right, doesn't it look delicious? Now that you're hungry, hopefully hungry to do the reset. If you are, let me know. I'm going to end this video. But as always, if you have any questions, just ask and I'll include them in the next video. Take care. Have a great day.